All right, part 2 notes are about special right triangles. There are two types of special right triangles, and it has to deal with their angles. We can have a 45, 45, 90. Remember, a right triangle has to have a 90. Or the other special right triangle is 30, 60, 90. They have properties where we can find their exact measurements, not just their decimal values. So if I have 45, 45, 90, the two sides that are not the hypotenuse are the same. So if this were 5, this would have to be 5. Totally making that number up. Don't write that down. But they are the same. Okay, to find their hypotenuse, you just multiply by the square root of 2. For 30, 60, 90, across from the 30-degree angle, you have what I call the short leg. So SL for short leg. Okay. Across from the 60-degree angle, you always have the long leg. And then, as always, across from the 90-degree angle is your hypotenuse. That was true over here as well. This one was the hypotenuse. So your short leg, let's call it 2. Okay. Your hypotenuse is just going to be double that. So what's double 2? Well, that's 4. Life is easy. Your long leg is a little more complicated because it has a radical, but you just put whatever that number was for short leg. So in this case, 2, and then square root of 3. And that would be your measurements as an example. So let's actually go down here and look at your 4 examples on your notes. Okay. If I know this is 90 and this is 45, this must also be 45 in order to equal 180. So the sides are the same, so x must equal 4. And remember, the rule for y is the side times square root of 2. Well, in this example, the side was 4. So 4 square root of 2 is the answer. All right. In the next example, it is also a 45, 45, 90. We know that x must equal y, but we don't know what their actual numbers are yet. But we do know that 8 is the hypotenuse, and it must equal the variable times square root of 2, according to our picture above. All right. If something is being multiplied, to get rid of it, we divide. Okay. So, long time ago, before calculators, mathematicians decided we do not like radicals in the denominator because it makes it harder to divide. So what we do to get rid of them is multiply the top and the bottom by that radical, and then just multiply straight across. So here I just get 8 square root of 2. Here I get square root of 2 times square root of 2. That's square root of 4. Well, what is the square root of 4? Hopefully you answered that in your head to say, hey, that's 2. Yes, you are right. One last step to make this as simple as we can. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So my answer is 4 square root of 2. To check if you are right, put this in your calculator and then put this in your calculator and see if you get the same thing. I will show you. So 8 divided by square root of 2 is 5.65, blah, blah, blah. 4 square root of 2, which was our final answer, Notice those are the same decimals, so I essentially just played match the decimal to make sure that I did my math correctly, and I did. All right, let's switch over to 30, 60, 90. So if this is 60, the other one must be 30 because, again, it has to add up to 180. So 60, 30, and 90 add to 180. This is my short leg, this is my long leg, and this is my hypotenuse. So remember, long leg equals short leg times square root of 3. So my short leg is 12. Square root of 3 must equal x, because the long leg is x. My hypotenuse is always double my short leg. So in this example, the hypotenuse is y, and 2 times 12 is 24. So now I've found all the sides. Last example. Again, a 30, 60, 90. Short leg equal, oops, let's try this again. Long leg equals short leg times square root of 3. Well, I don't know what the short leg is. It's x. But I do know that the long leg is 12. So just like we did in example 2, we're going to divide by square root of 3. Which we don't like that in the denominator. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by square root of 3. And the square root of 9 is 3. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. Hoo-wee, that was long. So I have now figured out that the short leg is 4 square root of 3, which is x. For the hypotenuse, I just need to double the short leg. So hypotenuse is y. And then 2 times 4 square root of 3 is much easier than you think. 4 times 2 is 8. Radical 3. There's our examples. This is an important one to practice because it does test your algebra skills as well as geometry.